Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan Battle video for you. And in this video I'm going to bring you my top 3 teams that I'm currently using to run all the hard content. We're going to go in no particular order, maybe soft 3-2-1 sort of thing, that should be fine. But let's jump right into it with the first team, and that is going to be GT Heroes, run by AGL Gogeta from GDC. This team is absolutely bonkers, incredible, and it can do a ton. Now the star of the show here is going to be AGL Gogeta himself. He is going to be doing a massive amount of damage, and having 2 of them is going to just be ridiculous. Sticking him in slot 1 the majority of the time should be absolutely fine, but what's great about this team is you do have a couple of other slot 1 options. You can always put the Super Saiyan 4 7th year anniversary EZAs in there. They'll do fine on their first turn for slot 1, and they should be getting enough defense from their supers to survive other turns before they transform into Gogeta, and then you just have Gogeta rotations, which is hilarious in and of itself. Now, providing a lot of the support is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku transforming into Giant Ape, then transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Amazing unit from Anniversary. Provides, he's a damage reduction support, he provides heal every turn, he is just crazy. So he is going to be more of a dodge or die character in the latest content, the more difficult content, but he's got that great chance to dodge, so 70% chance to dodge, so there are times you can get caught out, but sometimes when you know something really big is coming and you just slap him in slot 1 and see him dodge it, can be so helpful if you are worried about a really big super attack coming for AGL Gogeta, so that can be helpful. And then once he transforms, he starts dishing out a lot of damage, and that extra 10% damage reduction support is just still such an amazing ability in this game. It just supports everyone else. Now your floats are no slouches either. We're going to have Super Saiyan Goku GT, we got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku STR. Now this is where this team can be a tiny bit iffy as well. Those 3 units are really great. The only thing is all 3 of them do need a super before they are going to be really strong defensively. So anything with an AoE right in the beginning that can start picking these guys off a little bit. But as long as all 3 of them get to do their supers, they should be very strong. And barring the absolute latest newest content that completely targeting them with really high damage supers, they shouldn't be dying too often. It's just if they get attacked before, and that is why you need them in at least 2nd, but most likely in 3rd position as a float, so that they can super and get all their defense that they need, and then they should be absolutely fine. Not a ton of ults for this category, unfortunately. GT Heroes is still kind of, you either have the units or you don't. There's not a ton of different units you can add on here, but so yeah, there's 3 there. If you don't have any of the others, hopefully you can make this team. This is a lot of fun to play, and here's hoping for a GT Heroes extra unit in the future. Now this can also be run as sort of a Giant Ape power team as well. That would open up the floodgates a little bit more for you to find more units. You could start looking at Tech Super Saiyan, just Tech Vegeta, not Super Saiyan. The Giant Ape power one, he can be quite defensive, and you can quite look at a couple of other units that are just specifically Giant Ape power. It does open it up a bit more if you want to do that. But that is my GT Heroes team, having a lot of fun with it, and yeah, that's number 3. So let's jump into our next one today, which is number 2. So coming in at number 2 is going to be arguably my favorite team in the game to play, and that is going to be the GT Bosses / Inhuman Deeds / Worldwide Chaos team, run by Physical Omega Shenron from the GDC. He is such an incredible unit that enables his entire team and so many other units to do what they do and get super DAC. So what is he doing? So you are not going to be able to build this team without him. He does so much heavy lifting for the entire team. He is providing DR support for the entire team. If you have 2 of them on each rotation, you are providing 10% damage reduction each, so these guys end up having 70% damage reduction because they're both supporting each other, they're supporting their whole team. Just make sure you're giving a Rainbow Orb to Physical Omega Shenron every single time, and you're going to have that extra support. He has an AoE super, he has a domain that supports all of his team members. Yeah, if it sounds like I'm glazing this unit, it's because I am. I think he is probably my favorite unit, if not a tiny little bit behind our next guy, who is going to be the STR Goku Black / Zamasu Reversible Exchange unit. Love that unit to death. and it is going to be your first slot for most of the time. What's great is you can interchange these, so Physical Omega Shenron can be interchanged with STR Goku Black there. For slot 1 to slot 2, you can run them however you want. They should both be absolutely fine, and that can be really, really nice when you want to pull out Zamasu finally and do huge damage with Zamasu. I mean, you can hit over 100 million, 150 million, just amazing, because usually you're not going to be able to get him out because you can't slot 2 with this unit because you need STR Goku Black in slot 1, but Physical Omega Shenron can fill that role, and then you can pull out Zamasu, do the attack, do the active skill, and then do those huge silly numbers. Now, your second Physical Omega Shenron could honestly link with either the Tech Omega Shenron or the STR Omega Shenron. They won't technically link. You don't really want to do that if you can avoid it. You want Legion of Shadow Dragons to be that linking partner, but it's not the end of the world if you can't. But do try get those rotations going, because the amount of links they share is just crazy. And yeah, Big Bad Bosses is a huge link in this team, so level 10 units, link levels, sorry, are going to be very important here. It's going to be a massive difference damage wise if you don't have link level 10 Big Bad Bosses. Your floats are also really, really great here. The Tech Omega Shenron, Texan Shenron, sorry, does a huge amount of damage. Just make sure you are giving him as many orbs as you can. He does a lot with at least 7 orbs obtained. That's going to give him his full passive, so shouldn't be too hard. There's a lot of orb changing going on here. The AGL Goku Black Rose, he might look a little bit bad in the beginning, but once he gets a couple attacks going and you get the support from either Goku Black's active or Fire Omega Shenron going, you'll see his damage will skyrocket, and he does need to take 2 hits per turn to get his full damage reduction. But remember, you are giving him additional damage reduction from both Physical Omega Shenrons, so that should help out as well. STR Omega Shenron there, he is just going to do like 4 or 5 supers, and they're going to be 30 or 40 mil supers, and they're going to hit so hard. So that is the team. Now you have quite a few alternative options here, which is really, really nice. You can Nova Shenron, you could run the Easy Age Super 17, the new baby, you can run the free-to-play a la Zamasu, he's great as well. And then Tech Broly, I think he's not on the full lead, it's not great. And same thing with Tech Frieza / Gogeta there, not on the full leads, but they can be used in a pinch. However, I wouldn't really recommend it. But yeah, that is going to be our second team. This team can pretty much crush any content. They are the short content kings, so for much longer fights they can start to, we'll lose Omega Shenron's domain, we'll start losing some intros, so not the greatest, but shorter content up to 7 or 8 turns they'll easily crush through it. So yeah, with that, let's go on to our final team today, team number 1. Our top team today, team number 1, is going to be the Fused Fighters team led by Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Reversible Exchange unit from GDC. This team has got pretty much every stacked unit on it. The leader himself is going to be such an incredible unit. You can just slot 1 him. He's going to have 80% chance to dodge. He has a huge amount of damage reduction for when he doesn't dodge. He's just an incredible unit, and you can always slot 1 him. You do have a lot of other slot 1 options on here, which is awesome. And in all honesty, the rotations are not that important on this team. You could chop and change quite a lot. You could put the Super Saiyan 4s in slot 1, they'll be fine for their first turn and subsequent turns after they've transformed. You could put AGL Gogeta in slot 1, you could put Tech Frieza in slot 1, 70% damage reduction with guard. You could put the God Boys as well, Tech Gods, in there, no problem. I think the only person you can't slot 1 here is the Tech Goku from 10th anniversary. Going into Vegeta, he needs to be in second or third slot for the 90% damage reduction until he can also transform. But just an insane team that can do insane things, a huge amount of damage, and it is honestly at times like watching a movie with all the transformations and all the active abilities. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. It feels crazy cinematic to see AGL's Gogeta's active go off, then transform the Super Saiyan 4s, then transform the gods, then do their actives. Yeah, you can sit there for a while and actually watch all their actives. So yeah, there is a lot going on with this team. Main pillar again is going to be our leader, but not doing as much work as the physical Omega Shenron needs to do. Goku is gonna just be dodging everything, he's gonna be tanking things, and he's gonna be putting up very, very nice numbers. You can always swap out to Vegeta if you want to just amp up the damage a little bit if you want, and you have another slot 1 option. Otherwise, you really can just keep Goku there the majority of the time, pop the active to get the nice Vegito distraction and the support, and keep him there. Shouldn't be a problem. Some other fun options that are going to happen though is you're going to have Tech Gogeta come in from the Tech Freezer reversible exchange unit by the 3rd turn, and he is going to be awesome with his dodge, his damage reduction, his active to transform the whole field into Tech Orbs, and then just do massive damage. I mean, he supers like 4 or 5 or 6 times in that active turn, and he just does massive damage. And then don't forget you're going to have Tech Vegito come out at some point as well, or you could swap to Vegeta if you want another slot 1 option, but I mean, you probably at that point just want to use your Tech Vegito and do a bunch of counters, and yeah, it is just crazy how stacked this team is, and these guys all get the full 220% lead, so it is just a great team. You do have some alt options as well. You can always bring the Tech Gotenks, great unit, hits very hard, can be very defensive. You can bring the AGL Vegeta into the Gogeta unit. In fact, that can be quite fun to obviously run the Tech Goku and the AGL Vegeta alongside each other, and then you can get the nice Gogeta Vegito turn where you just do massive damage. Only reason I included him as an alt instead of a float is because that base Vegeta is very weak. He's just got guard, and while he does raise his defense, he's just not nearly as strong defensively as Goku in the first few turns until you can swap over to AGL Goku or transform. And yeah, you'll just feel that in some content that hits very hard off the rip, he will get you killed, and that has happened often. Otherwise, you could go for something a little bit more less conventional and run the Int Gohan / Goten Trunks unit. That's going to be quite a fun one as well. Hits very hard when you can swap over to Gohan and Goten and Trunks. They'll be able to dodge, they'll be Gotenks, transform their active turn, and that'll be a lot of fun. And then you can also obviously run the Super Saiyan 4 Int Gogeta, as well as the physical Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Those are 2 other options that are not bad for this team at all. But yeah, that is my top team that I've been running at the moment for very difficult content. Loving this team as well. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around if you made it to this point to watch my top 3 teams for all the difficult content. I'm sure this is going to get majorly shaken up in the next 2 months with the anniversary coming out. All that, I thought I would just get this out so that, yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while. But thank you so much for watching. I'll check you guys in the next one. Goodbye.